Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aysha if you are new here. And can you tell that I am just like thriving this fall season? Like I had to give you guys the pumpkin spice cardigan. Okay, I changed up my background a little bit to make it look more fall and more festive. I love this season, y'all. What can I say? But in today's video, I'm doing a everyday fall makeup tutorial because you guys actually requested it over on my Instagram. My Instagram is at Aysha Harun, by the way. And a lot of you guys have been seeing me going out to events with this type of natural beat and have been asking to see the tutorial. So this is literally what I've been doing lately, and what's very exciting is this video is in partnership with Bobbi Brown. You guys know how much I love Bobbi Brown. I love their products, have been using them for years, and I'm just gonna go over some staples that will just get your skin looking real nice, okay? It will just be looking glowy like this, flawless all day, sweat proof, humidity proof, waterproof, all that good stuff. I just can't stop looking at my skin and like going like this because it just looks so glowy. Like this beat is it, y'all. And that's why I've been wearing it every day. So if you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you subscribed. It takes a second, but I really appreciate it. We are very close to 320K, and just like in general, our family on here is like growing so quickly. So I can't thank you guys enough. But yeah, subscribe, join the fam, like this video, all that good stuff, and enjoy. Alright y'all, let's start beating this face. So first, of course, you gotta prep. If you're wondering about my brows, I did already do them. I used the Glossier Boy Brow and the Hourglass brow gel as well. And I just like a really natural brow for this look. So I'm taking my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is no stranger to my channel, y'all. I have used this so much in the past. It's one of my favorite base products for the skin because it just like kind of preps and smooths and hydrates the skin before makeup. And I always say that the #1 way that your makeup will look good is if your base and your skin looks good. So this is just gonna do a really nice job at just hydrating the skin. Also, I mean, moving into the fall and winter months, it's really great to make sure your skin is plump and hydrated before you put on makeup because, listen, I mean, I don't know how it is in LA, but in Toronto winters, the skin is very telling, okay? If it looks dry and flaky, your makeup, I'm sorry sis, it ain't gonna look cute. So this is such a great hydrating product and it smells so good. It has like obviously vitamins. It's a vitamin enriched face base, but it has shea butter, vitamin C and E, so it's just gonna really brighten and provide some nice radiance. So you can already see like how beautiful of a glow that is given the face. Alright, skin is nice and prepped and glowy now, so it's time to move on to correcting. So this is the Bobbi Brown Corrector. I use the shade Very Deep Bisque, and it looks like this. It's a really nice, kind of like neutralizing brown peach color. I don't really know how to describe the color, but basically I like to use this with my fingers and I just go under any areas that are a little bit more dark and that I feel like will look better after I put on foundation. Like corrector is such an important step for me. So I like this shade because you can see kind of like my dark circles are pretty prominent. So I just use my finger and lightly tap this all along the areas that are a little bit more dark. And it blends really nicely and easily with the fingers. So I just use my ring finger. But I mean, I haven't even finished blending that and you can already see the difference in how bright my under eyes look. And then also make sure that you're not using too much concealer so you're not gonna end up with like a really cakey under eye. And just so you know, the corrector also comes in 16 different shades, so there truly is a corrector for everyone, which you gotta love Bobbi Brown for that. So to be completely honest, like on very minimal makeup days, I will just kind of like leave the house like this. Sometimes I don't even set it because I find it doesn't really crease on me and it just looks very glowy and natural and fresh on the skin. But I do like being a little glam, and also this look, although it is like my natural everyday makeup look, this is like when I'm going out to events or meetings or everything. I'm gonna be taking one of my all-time favorite foundations. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation with SPF 15. This is actually the foundation that I wore on my wedding day because it is that B, okay? I use the shade Golden Almond, so, and it's 6.75. I'm just gonna put probably like 2 pumps to start and we'll see how far that gets me, but I like it because it's medium coverage, but you can build it up to full coverage. It is like kind of like a matte finish, but it leaves still a really nice glow on the skin, so it doesn't look cakey. It's just a beautiful finish, honestly, and it lasts. Okay, that's the reason why I wore it on my wedding. It's waterproof, it's sweat proof, it's also humidity proof. So girl, I put this on at like 9 a.m. on my nikah day and it didn't take it off till like 1 a.m. in the morning, and it still looked flawless. So that's why I love this thing. And I'm just applying it with the Bobbi Brown full coverage face brush. And another huge shout out to Bobbi Brown for making 42 shades. That is like an amazing shade range, and also their undertones are on point. Like they just have really, really great undertones, as you can obviously tell from this one. Like it matches my skin tone perfectly. I find that I don't have to mix any other foundations with this. It's like truly my perfect shade, and it also photographs amazingly. It does have SPF 15, but it definitely doesn't show like a flashback or anything in photos. Obviously, I wouldn't have worn it on my nikah if it did do that. All right, moving on to concealer, I'm gonna take the Maybelline Superstay. Oh, my monitor just turned off. And I use the shade Warm Olive 52 and then also Caramel 40. And what's great, since we did Correct earlier, you don't have to use as much of this concealer because your eyes are already gonna look a lot more like neutralized. So I just take a little bit of this. I take the deeper shade first and just kind of like place that under the eyes. Just a little bit of the lighter shade as well, just for some highlight, and just blend that out. I'm also just gonna take any excess and put that on my chin. And then, oh, I forgot to put some on my nose, but that's all right. All right, and I've been actually setting my makeup a little bit differently than I normally do. I'm gonna be taking my Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. This one is just in translucent. This is just a EcoTools blending brush, and it's really fluffy, and I just like to take a little bit of that and then just kind of like swirl it in the cap so I don't have too much product. First, I'm just gonna show you guys on my eyelid because I put a little bit of concealer on here as well. So I just kind of set that just so that there's no creases. My eyelids usually crease a lot, so before we put on any eyeshadow, I want to make sure that is not gonna budge. Then I'm actually gonna take the same blending brush for under my eyes. So a makeup artist actually told me that I should try this so that, you know, I keep the glow everywhere else on my skin, but I'm making sure that my under eyes don't crease. Just kind of like tap in where you usually crease. And I find doing it with a blending brush is a lot easier because you can get very, very precise and really get in those areas that usually crease. And then I'm also just gonna take that powder kind of like around my nose where I usually get a little bit oily. Not too much though, because I still wanna make sure I look glowy. And you can also use that brush just kind of like to set the concealer. Now, just to prevent any smile lines, this foundation's really good at not creasing. I find I don't really get smile lines with it, but just in case, because I absolutely hate that look, I'm gonna take a little bit of some powder and then set those areas. All right, and now to bring the life back into my face, I'm gonna take one of my all-time favorite bronzers. This is also by Bobbi Brown, and it's their Bobbi Brown bronzer. This is in the shade Deep 4. You can see I've already hit pan on a duo fiber brush and warm up my skin. And I kind of put this everywhere, to be honest, because I feel like, I don't know if it's just on camera, like in person, not so much, but on camera, I feel like this is giving me kind of like an ashy cast. Probably should have used a different powder, but you know what? We already committed, so bronzer will save the day. And very lightly go over the nose like this. And I find it just kind of like warms that area and also creates, like you can already see that shadow. I also put some on the tip of my nose. Starting to get that color back, baby. Definitely just got that all over my under hijab, but that's okay. We're gonna ignore that. I've been really into the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek, and these are like their matte blushes. This one is in the shade She's in Bold. So it's really, really nice, almost like deep coral color. I find it just looks really, really good on deeper skin. So for eyeshadow, sometimes when like I'm in a pinch, I usually just go in with bronzer all over my lid, but I've been really into Jackie Aina's palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills, so I'm gonna be using this. I usually just use the shade Ginger, which is this really beautiful, like bronzy shade. Very like pumpkin spice type of shade. And I take that on a big fluffy brush and literally just put it all over my lids. I just love the warmth that this color brings to my eyes. And it blends. Oh, it just blends so easy. Jackie really snapped while making this palette. So that's literally all I do above the eyes, or like on the actual eyelid. I like to bring up the color like pretty close to my brow and just kind of like diffuse it out like that. And then under the eyes, I still like to take that color, but first actually I go in with the shade Credit, which is this really deep color. It's like the darkest brown in the palette, and I actually just use the brush that the palette comes with and take a little bit of that under my eyes. Just kind of like press it into my lash line very softly. Just like that, just to kind of like define the eyes a little bit. And I also do this on the top lash line, but I'll show you in a sec. And then on a more like tapered fluffy brush, I take the shade Ginger again, and then kind of like blend those two colors together just to make sure it's not like too dark under there, because this is kind of like an everyday natural beat still. But I'm gonna take the shade Credit again, which is what I just use under the eyes, and this is on a more like tapered angled brush, and I press this into my actual lash line up top. So instead of going in with like an actual liquid liner or anything, I find this is just a little bit more soft. Still gives you a similar effect, but almost nicer, I don't know. I'm gonna add an inner corner highlight. This is actually the same highlight that I'm gonna be using on the cheeks as well. Surprise, surprise, I'm actually not using Bobbi Brown Bronze Glow in this video. I feel like I had to switch it up. I introduced to you Bobbi Brown Bronze Glow, which is like literally my most used highlight, I think, ever in history. I love it, but I want to bring you guys some fresh products, you know? But I'm gonna take this is actually a new product by Milk Makeup. It is their Flex Highlighter in the shade Blitzed. It's gorgeous. Also just gonna use the same brush while we're at it and put a little bit on the tip of my nose. And the bridge right over there. Blend it out with the fingers so it's not too intense. So I'm gonna be using what's left of my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I love this guy, you guys know, but it's pretty much almost done, so I really hope it doesn't like ruin my makeup right now. Whew, inshallah. Just using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I find if you are gonna be a rebel and put mascara over your lash extensions, you have to use something with soft bristles. Don't use the plastic bristled ones, because I feel like those will really just tag and or snag on your lash extensions. So this one has very soft bristles. So I'm gonna be using the same highlighter that I used in my inner corner. To just, I don't like putting a lot of this on, just enough to kind of like enhance that glow that you already see from the foundation. And lastly, for lips, I'm gonna go in with this guy by Kaja Beauty. It's their, I don't really know what it's called honestly, but it's in the shade Daybreak. I'm gonna go in with the fatter side and just kind of like line my lips. It's almost like a cool tone brown. And then over top, I'm going in with a nude gloss by Buxom. I don't know if they make this exact shade anymore, but if they do, it's probably a different name. It's Seychelles Breeze, but it's basically just like a light mauve. So I like to put that in the center of my lips, and this is the exact lip that I've basically been wearing all the time. Either this or if you guys have heard of the brand Persona Beauty, or Persona Cosmetics. I love their gloss in honey. I just can't find it right now. That's actually what I wanted to use, but couldn't find it. That's also a really, really great nude gloss for like deeper, medium to deep skin tones. So there we have the completed look. This is and has been my everyday fall makeup tutorial routine ever since fall has come in. Let's just move this guy along. And you can see how just like flawless and glowy my skin still looks, but it's also still matte. Like, if that makes sense, it's just like a very nice modern matte finish, if you want to call it. Very bronzy, dewy. I love it. Very easy on the eyes. Literally, it's very easy on the eyes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Bobbi Brown for partnering with me in this video. I love working with brands that I genuinely always love and use, and you guys know how I feel about Bobbi Brown, so thank you. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other makeup videos you guys want to see from me. I know this one, it was a very requested one, so I'm glad I got to do it for you guys. So anytime that I'm vlogging and I'm wearing this type of makeup, this is what I will reference you guys to, because I'm tired of explaining myself 100 times. But check out the description box for all the links to all the products that I used in this video, including all the ones from Bobbi Brown, which are of course available at bobbibrown.com. And I will see you in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.